Hi, my name is Sarah Hartkorn, and I'm one of the co-founders of Primped.
I'm Kate Dickson, and I'm also a co-founder of Prempt.
My name is Sarah Hartkorn, and I am a DeGroote alumni. Before starting this, I worked at TD Investment Banking and felt the problem that we're solving, which is making routine beauty more accessible, and left that job to start Primped.
I came to DeGroote from a science background and graduated with a finance and business valuation double major, and spent a little time on Bay Street as well on the trading floor before starting Prempt with Sarah.
Kate and I used to go for these almost weekly path coffee chats, and we would always kind of chat about the same problem of, fitting in our beauty appointments with our schedules and just how frustrating it was. And eventually, one of these chats, Kate ended up pitching me on starting Primped and how important this problem was to solve, as many of our colleagues also felt the same frustrations.
So one area that really stuck out to me is still being super archaic with respect to how you go about booking and receiving your services. That was kind of what motivated me to, really start to dig into this market and figure out what a solution could look like. And Sarah was just kind of a natural person to approach because, as she mentioned, she had the same struggles, and we've done a lot together in our MBA days, and I knew that from a team perspective, it was a great fit.
So we left our jobs, I think in early 2018, and really set out to first solve it from a customer standpoint, but then at the same time realized that there's this growing group of freelancers on the beauty professional side that also are struggling to scale their business. So we transformed Prempt from just a customer-facing solution to one that also solves their challenges, which is facilitating all those administrative business tasks in order to efficiently scale their business. So Prempt is, for customers, a solution to easily book and receive beauty needs, and for professionals, it's an all-in-one business tool. While we do solve a lot of challenges for women in terms of fitting and booking their beauty needs, what's been most meaningful is the sustainable careers we're creating in the beauty space for professionals.
My health and fitness has always been a priority for me. So other than that, like reading, I always try to read, a couple books a month, and I guess that takes up the majority of my time. I'm getting a dog, so I'm sure that's going to take up a lot as well. I know Sarah just got one, but not much time outside of that.
I think a big one that I would see two streams is, one, funding is always, a challenge. It takes a lot for people to, kind of bet on you in your early days. And unfortunately, most businesses need that kind of initial funding to get off the ground. And then the second is advice. So there's so many, you're kind of driving forward on a road that's not path, there's zero direction, and you have this endpoint in mind, but you have no idea how to get there. And so I'd say a critical challenge is getting the right advice at the right time.
The first is, don't think there's only a couple of paths for you. Whatever stream you're in, it's kind of like, okay, I can go into finance or consulting, but there's so much more out there, and it doesn't necessarily have to mean starting a company. If you're, a more entrepreneurial person, it could mean working for a startup. And then the next one would be, if you're thinking about starting a business, I think a long time ago, I would have said, just go for it. But what I'm seeing now in the space, especially in Toronto, is there's a huge boom in startups, and there's a lot of people starting companies, and sometimes maybe not, doing all the market research that they need to do, or speaking to prospective customers, or just putting in the time in advance of kind of getting out there and starting a company. So I think that would be my second piece of advice, is research the competitive space, conduct calls and interviews with prospective customers, delve into market research that's available, and see if, the company you're thinking about starting is something that's viable and something that people need.
MBA games was my favorite part outside of being physically in the school. It was just the meeting across different cohorts, which was just absolutely very cool to just meet so many different DeGroote students.
In school, I think I took a small business and entrepreneurship class, and that was kind of my first taste, even when I was going down the trader route, of what a small business or a startup could look like. And now that I look back, I think that kind of planted the seed for me of thinking like, this is a viable career path and this is something people are doing, and it's, you know, becoming popular in the Toronto market. It's a great place to start a business. And so that would kind of be like my in-school highlight, I guess.